Chapter 8 to 14. En cuanto observo, bando de goblins recién recuperados gritando labores eoscu señor y Salvador meet bunsama, Kamiko a pensa que tal vez esos goblins tenham algo a su favor. Quiero dizer, pensando bem, els devem ser muito corajosos para serem capazes de me encontrar cara a cara mesmo com minha hora definida para assustar 8 monstros de rank B. O isso, ou são mais burros do que eu esperava, mas quero dizer. Asterisk gritando asterisk lord meet buuan. Sim, sel sao assim, neo podem ser burros. Portanto, el sao corajosos. Galho quebrando. Goblins, gritando de terror. O garoto. Pouco mais tarde. Actualmente noite. Todos os goblins esteo corridos graças aos pés de carne, mas esteo todos em alerta maximo. I mean, the wolves they're so afraid of should be attacking anytime soon. I didn't make any fences or blockades of the sort, I'm planning to end this quickly after all. Of course, being the brave and smart goblins they are, they decided to trust a suspicious slime with their lives. It's better than it sounds. Rimuru, you guys can just leave this to me and go to sleep or something. Goblin head, oh no, you've done enough for us already. You should be the one going on ahead to rest. If the wolves come, we'll let you know. With my universal perception, I can sense the wolves far earlier than any of you can, And I don't need sleep. I'm slime. I can't sleep even if I wanted to. Damn, now that I realize that I can't sleep anymore, I'm getting kinda depressed. Holy shit. I continue looking at the goblins and think to myself. So ugly. I can't help it, okay? Their faces are all scrunched up and their eyes are bulging as well. They look a lot worse than shown in the anime or manga. I mean, I know for a fact that when they evolve, they will appeal a lot more to me in the visual aspects, so I'm not exactly despairing or anything. So I contemplated naming them right after I was done healing the injured goblins. Well, I ended up deciding not to and just name both the goblins and wolves altogether. Can't be fucked doing it separately. Procrastination at its finest. A few hours after the sun went down, with the stars and moon high in the sky, I sense a pack of monsters heading this way at a decent pace. I'm not having my universal sense activated at full blast, I just have it on at a passive state. Even so, I can feel them coming at over 300 meters away. Well, if I put in the effort, I can easily sense them at over a kilometer away. Once again, procrastination at its finest. Rimuru, they're here. I'm gonna go step out for a bit. Goblin head, oh. Please be careful. Rimuru, I got this. After saying that, I hop away to the edge of the village, facing the hill where the wolves should show up. Not even half a minute later, a large pack of dire wolves numbering over 100 pop up over the hill in the distance. The moon, being conveniently placed behind them, makes them seem even more proud, I guess. The one who seems to be the leader raises his head and howls towards the moon. Wolf leader, a wool. It's a little cute. I mean, if not for the fact that it came from a really menacing wolf that's looking at me like he wants to rip me apart, but, you get the idea. Immediately after, all the wolves come rushing down the hill, straight towards me. Their eyes that are focused on me are practically oozing with a want to kill. I would assume they want to eat me, but I'm a slime. Once I die, I would probably turn into a puddle. Would they just lap me up or something? Anyway, dozens of what I assume to be hungry wolves come running straight towards me. It's a bit terrifying, to be honest. Is this what Kazuma felt like, facing those orcs? Nah, he had it worse. Anyway, I don't want to kill any of them. It's not like I'm expecting them to stop and just listen to me talk about love and peace. After all, to get them to listen to me, I need to show them my strength. So, I unleash a very tiny bit of my Lord's ambition skill. It's like the coercion skill but on steroids, so unleashing it at full power could straight up knock them all out, and there's a good chance of killing them too. I mean, my Lord's ambition can even scare off some A-ranked monsters, so using it on these guys is a bit of an overkill. They all stop running. One look and I can tell. They're scared. Some of them are even lying down with their heads to the floor and their ears flat. I want to mafu them soon. Let's get this over with. Rimuru, my name is Rimuru. I'm gonna take over this place. Since you've shown me hostility, you're now under my command. You serve me now, got it? None of them said anything. Instead, the wolf leader walked down from his position to me. When he reached the halfway mark, he spoke. Wolf leader, unfortunately I can't do that. You have to kill me first. No. Why would you say that? Wolf leader, it's the pack tradition. No one will follow you if you do not kill me. There was something like that. Come to think of it, the canon wolf leader also didn't give up, even as his fellow pack wolves were killed so easily in front of him. Was this the reason? No, maybe it's a parallel universe thing. Fuck this. Rimuru, no. You will serve me along with the rest of your pack. Wolf leader, you don't have a choice. Saying that, he starts sprinting towards me. To everyone else, he's moving at very fast speeds, but to me, a brisk walk. Sniff. I can feel your conviction. Don't worry, I will give you the most majestic send-off. And so, I concentrate my Lord's ambition on him, freezing his movements. I quickly write down some runes that shot me high into the air above the wolf leader, and once I started falling again, I made my move. I expelled a large amount of dirt from my predator stomach. Limited creation. The dirt transformed into something else. My current greatest creation excluding the meat buns. Something all JoJo fans will recognize instantly. Rimuru Rotor Rolla Da. And so, a giant yellow road roller speeds downwards, crashing right onto the wolf leader. Crash. A glorious death. Name, Rimuru. Race, Origin Slime, highest tier spirit. Protection, Crest of Space. Title, None. Ultimate skills, Ilia, Lord of Heaven's Feel. Intrinsic skills, Infinite Regeneration, Universal Shapeshift, Universal Sense. Unique skills, Great Sage, Predator, Limited Creation, Rune Master. Extra skills, Control Water, Lord's Ambition. Common skills, Poisonous Breath, Paralysis Breath, Sticky Thread, Steel Thread, Drain, Ultrasonic Wave, Body Armor. Tolerances, Resist Temperature, Resist Melee Attack, Cancel Pain, Resist Electricity, Resist Paralysis. And so, the wolf leader died. I bounced up to him before using Predator on him, gaining the dire wolf form. Skill, Keen Smell, and extra skill, Thought Communication, have been acquired. In a Morgan Freeman voice, I can smell you. Rimuru, your leader is dead. You have two choices, leave this place and never return, or come under me. I promise you all a name if you do. They all stop for a few short seconds, most likely talking to each other through their thought communication, mental links about what to do. But once they came to an agreement, which happened rather quickly, they walked up to me, laid down with their chins on the floor, and all spoke at the same time. Wolves, we pledge our allegiance to you. I assume they're kowtowing to me, but they look so cute like that. Well, they're still menacing, but once they evolve, they will become fluffier. I'm looking forward. And like this, the day ended. Nothing special happened after this. I told the wolves that the goblins are off limits and had to spend another hour to convince the rather unintelligent goblins that the wolves that followed me back are no longer a threat. I really want their evolutions. It will make talking to them so much easier. Thank God they become smarter once they evolve, otherwise, leaving them to die or not, I'm not dealing with them. Speaking of evolving them, I have to name them to do that. Well, I could just train them and make them evolve naturally, but once again, I'm lazy. I can't be fucked doing that. Therefore I will name them. There is a problem though. Naming monsters takes magicules, and it will take some time to recover magicules used in the process of naming monsters. That's not a problem for me with my Ilia, Heaven's Feel, however. Naming so many monsters at the same time will result in the magicules becoming permanently lost. You can only regain them by growing stronger. Now, OG Rimuru was able to name monsters without any magicule loss. Why was he able to do that? That's because he had Veldora inside him as a magicule battery. He took the needed magicules directly from Veldora, and, Great Sage, was able to recover Veldora's magicules completely. The result being Rimuru naming as many monsters as he wants without and risk of magicule loss. Now, I don't have Veldora. But there's a solution. The answer is my ultimate skill, Ilia, Heaven's Feel. Because I have infinite magicules, my magicule capacity won't decrease in the slightest if I name some monsters. I mean, you can't decrease infinity, so. As a result, no matter how many monsters I name, my power won't drop in the slightest. Anyway, morning soon arrives. The goblins and wolves gathered in front of me at the center of the village after a good rest, and are currently waiting for my next words. Rimuru, right. I'm gonna name you guys. Everyone, WHH. They all erupted in a massive cheer. I mean, you can't blame them. Having a name will grant a boost in strength, depending on the strength of the name giver, with a chance of evolution. And with Great Sage, calculating the exact magicules needed to evolve a monster into the next stage, becoming hobgoblins is just a matter of time. Goblin leader W, will you be okay? Rimuru, don't worry, I have enough magicules. It's a bit inconvenient to talk to you without names. I'm not lying when I say that, lol. Anyway, monsters naturally understand who's talking about who. For example, a goblin can say, hey, you, to a specific individual in a group of 100 other goblins, and they will all know who this, you, is. Unfortunately, I can't make heads or tails of it. It's like that time when a random cringe weeb comes up to me speaking crap Japanese before I watched any anime. No idea what he was saying. I still don't. And so I got to naming. I started with the goblins. Rimuru, your name will be Bob. Bob, thank you. Rimuru, your name will be Dave. Dave, why yes sir. Rimuru, your name will be Jeff. Jeff, my name Jeff. And finally, I finished off with Rigard, the goblin leader, and Rigger, his son. Rigard, I cannot express my gratitude enough. For me to have permission to take on my son's name. Oh yeah, he had another son, didn't he? That was the original Rigger. Damn, now I feel like an ass. I only named them that because it was a pain to give them new names. Rimuru, right. Live up to it. Rigard, why yes. And please evolve soon. All of you. After that, I turned to the waiting dire wolves. They're all sitting in a neat line. Here's the problem though. What should I call him? I want to can him Ranga, but Ranga is a name that's supposed to be a mix of Storm and Fang. But I don't have the Storm attribute, so that name won't exactly fit. Well, I'll just call him Ranga. I mean, it would be confusing as hell to call him another name when I remember him as Ranga. Besides, Ranga is a way better name than something like Uchuba. A/N, Uchuba is a mix of space and Fang in Japanese. Yeah no. Not naming him that. Rimuru Ranga it is. And thus, the naming ceremony is completed. I didn't fall asleep either, since my magicules are okay. And now I have a group of loyal subordinates. Speaking of subordinates. When I evolved, why wasn't there any harvest festival? I mean, I evolved into a demon lord equivalent, I should have had something like that. Report. Due to your unnatural evolution, the harvest festival has been skipped. Damn really? I mean, having a harvest festival at that point would have been a waste, so I'm a little glad. But still. A/N, thank you Z202 for this idea. Anyway, that's that. And finally, everything finished. No, wait, I feel like I'm missing something. Oh. I forgot to pair them up. Name, Rimuru. Race, Origin Slime, Highest Tier Spirit. Protection, Crest of Space. Title, None. Ultimate Skills, Ilia, Heaven's Feel. Intrinsic Skills, Infinite Regeneration, Universal Shapeshift, Universal Sense. Unique Skills, Great Sage, Predator, Limited Creation, Rune Master. Extra Skills, Control Water, Lord's Ambition, Thought Communication. Common Skills, Poisonous Breath, Paralysis Breath, Sticky Thread, Steel Thread, Drain, Ultrasonic Wave, Body Armor, Keen Smell. Tolerances, Resist Temperature, Resist Melee Attack, Cancel Pain, Resist Electricity, Resist Paralysis. And so, a day passed. They were all still in their base evolutions the entire time, but as soon as they woke up from their sleep, they changed entirely. All the goblins went to sleep, and as soon as they woke up, they evolved. What the fuck? Well, this is a fantasy world, I shouldn't be getting surprised at something like this. I mean, I died, met a random omnipotent being, and got reincarnated. Furthermore, the ROB I met was a meat bun, of all things. Is my life okay? A/N, ha no. Anyway, I digress. The goblins all evolved. Every one of them. The males evolved into hobgoblins while the females evolved into goblinas. Veldanava must have been high as shit when he was making the goblinas, I swear. I mean, who names them that? Just call them hobgoblins. no one is going to give a fuck. There's also the fact that they all looked less like my fingers post-bath time. Thank God. The males became more average, I guess, with the females become more average as well. I mean, this is already a major improvement. Their bodies also grew similar in shape to a human, with a more pronounced effect on the females. By that I mean males have a more muscled body while the females, hee. There's no change to their evolutions from their canon forms. Even Rigard got his jacked body in the end. Let's just say he was making lots of poses, the majority of them being JoJo poses. Who told him those? Was it the meat bun? But yeah, most of their evolutions stayed the same. I say this because, well... Ranga, master. A giant wolf appears in front of me, wagging his tail. Obviously, you can easily infer that this should be Ranga. There's a problem with that though. He's white. No, I mean, seriously. His fur is snow white. There are some black streaks here and there, along with a black star on his forehead, making for a beautiful pattern on his coat, but... What happened? Notice. The individual Ranga has evolved from a dire wolf into a blink wolf, a space-attributed evolution. Ah, I see. This doesn't explain anything. And so, Great Sage, told me more about what happened. OG Rimuru was named by Veldora and thus gained divine protection relating to storms, being the crest of the storm. But... I don't have that. Rather, I have my original crest, being the crest of space. And thus, the wolves have no outside influence to evolve into Tempest Wolves, their canon evolution. Instead, they took on my spatial attributes and evolved into Blink Wolves, a space-type wolf evolution. Sigh. Well, what's done is done. Honestly, they look kinda cool. It's not just Ranga, all of the wolves in his pack have evolved into Blink Wolves. And a trait they all have is their white fur and black markings. They also have black fur around their necks, like a mane. Each wolf has different markings as well, making it much easier to tell them apart. Well, only Ranga has the star pattern on his head. But hold on, are Blink Wolves a new species? I mean, the space attribute is pretty rare, so having a wolf evolve with its influence. Unknown. I guess even, Great Sage, doesn't know everything. Oh well, I don't care. If there's one thing I'm a little sad about, it's that Ranga don't have horns. It's a bit of a shame. I'm not entirely a fan of horns, because I do not wish to be horny anymore, I just want to be happy. But even so. Rimuru, they fit him quite well. A shame. Can't have everything I guess. And so, I immediately shifted my attention on what to do from now on. The population in this village practically doubled, with the addition of the wolves. Housing and food are a bit of a problem, but the most immediate one is Wipe's bloody nose. Their clothes need to be changed. The goblinas are showing their assets and it's quite stimulating. A/N, JKMC can't have a bloody nose because he no longer has blood. Flips off harem anime logic. They have pieces of cloth wrapped around their private areas and, yeah. That's about it. The food situation on the other hand is doing quite well. With the newly teamed up goblins and wolves, hunting for food became all the easier. They used to settle on berries and nuts from foraging, but now that they can hunt stronger things, they always have a bit of meat on their plates now. Because of this, before the day was over, a pile of food is already collected. They immediately offered their spoils to me, but I told them that I can't eat. Or rather, I do not need to. I don't need food to survive, and without any taste buds, eating for the sake of enjoyment is meaningless as well. Flashback to Meat Bun left in the cave. Cries internally. The goblins were pretty devastated. They did that whole collapse onto their hands and knees with dramatic music in the background and shit. Their housing did that as well. Whoosh. Creak, snap, collapse. It has not gotten any better whatsoever. I tried teaching them how to build houses and stuff, but, well, it turns out I'm a shit teacher. Under my instruction, they accidentally built a shelf. What the fuck? So yeah, lesson learned, I can't teach. It's good to know. It was during this time that I saw that they were becoming a little, should we say, cocky. They became confident, and that's a good thing. But at the rate they're going, they will eventually feel like nothing can hurt them. And so I quickly set down some rules. It's the same one that OG Rimuru made. Rimuru, first rule, don't fight each other. Your friends, deal with differences peacefully by talking them out. Second rule, do not look down on other species. Once you evolved, you grew stronger, but there are still a lot of monsters out there that can wipe the floor with you. Always remember that. As for the third rule, I added something to it. Rimuru, third rule, do not show hostility to human beings unless they do so first. If they do, try to detain them, but if it's not possible without sacrifices, you have permission to kill. OG Rimuru made a rule to not kill any humans. His subordinates did their best to adhere to that rule, and as a result, when Tempest was attacked by Pharmus, they couldn't use their full strength unless they risked killing them. As a result, Cheyenne and many others died. So I changed that rule. I don't care about how I look to other people, I will kill humans if they want to kill me. In the end, I was a modern human, so I still have an aversion to killing in general. But I know. In this world, it's survival of the fittest. Even more so for a monster like me. Name, Rimuru. Race, Origin Slime, highest tier spirit. Protection, Crest of Space. Title, None. Ultimate skills, Ilia, Heaven's Feel. Intrinsic skills, Infinite Regeneration, Universal Shapeshift, Universal Sense. Unique skills, Great Sage, Predator, Limited Creation, Rune Master. Extra skills, Control Water, Lord's Ambition, Thought Communication. Common skills, Poisonous Breath, Paralysis Breath, Sticky Thread, Steel Thread, Drain, Ultrasonic Wave, Body Armor, Keen Smell. Tolerances, Resist Temperature, Resist Melee Attack, Cancel Pain, Resist Electricity, Resist Paralysis. And so I laid down the core rules for them to follow. I'll add more of them as time passes, but for now, these are good. As soon as I'm done with that. Rimuru, right. Rigard, deal with everything. I'm counting on you. Rigard, why yes, Sir Rimuru. I promise you that I, Rigard, will devote myself body and soul to. He continued to make a big speech out of it, but honestly, I just don't want to do any work. Procrastination at its finest. Right, so now we just have to deal with the housing and clothes. I could just make them easily with my limited creation, especially since my magicules are infinite, but I don't want to keep doing that. Yes, I can just make them now and we'll all be happy. But what happens when more people arrive? I would have to make more clothes and buildings. And when even more arrive, I have to make even more. I could teach other people as well. When I make something, I don't need to understand how they work. I don't know how a road roller works, but I could still make it. I could even make a really high-tech computer. Many more things are possible to me as well. As long as I can imagine it, I can make it. Yes, I can make a giant meat bun. It's that overpowered. What's even crazier is that I get knowledge on how those things are made as well during their creation process too. Whether I can make heads or tails of it is another story, however. Like, you can't tell a human from medieval times things like quantum physics and expect them to understand. A/N, I can't understand quantum physics either. The same thing for me, I can make some really crazy stuff, but whether I understand it or not is a different matter. But houses are easily within understanding. And I could teach them how to make houses, but looks at the shelf. Yeah, I can't teach for the life of me. I even thought of making golems to make things automatically, but I don't want golems to deal with every problem of mine. If I have golems, I only want them to be a labor force. And so, that doesn't exactly solve my problem either. I don't want to do any of that. Therefore, I will get someone else to do that for me. It's time to meet the dwarves. So I told Rigard about my decision. Do you know what he said? Rigard Sasuga Rimuru-sama. OMG, he said the thing. Anyway, once I told him about wanting to go to the Dwarven Kingdom, he immediately started preparing. Not that there was much to prepare in the first place. Just some camping supplies, food, and some escorts. Honestly, I could just get there myself with Ranga, but then I realized. I don't know exactly where it is. It was mentioned that you can find Dworgen if you just keep heading towards the mountains in the distance, but yeah, that's not exactly an accurate landmark. I mean, those mountains stretch on for a while. So yeah, I need a guide. And I know a good guy to guide me. Gopta, But I don't really want to. Rimuru, I'll give you a meat bun. Gopta, I'll do my best. And thus, I got my guide. Gopta looks exactly like he did in the series, so it was easy to find him. The only problem was convincing him to guide me there. That was a lie, by the way. It wasn't a problem at all. It seems he has his priorities straight. By the way, he was the first goblin I healed with a healing meat bun, the one that was screaming, "All hail meat bun sama," before. What a promising lad. It was implied that Gobta was a hidden genius in the series. It seems it hasn't changed in this parallel world. And so, the next day, everything was ready. There was me, Ranga and a few other goblins with their wolves including Gobta and Rigurd's son, all ready to leave along with our luggage. We also don't need to worry about money since, although they don't have many, they do have some coins. I just had them show me one of each coin and I just made some more using my limited creation, skill and some dirt. What's that? What about the economy? Isn't what I'm doing illegal? I mean, probably. I don't give a fuck though. Laughs in slime. Do slimes have their own languages? I don't think they even have a consciousness in the first place, do they? Furthermore, they can't see or hear normally either. Oh well. Just before I hop onto Ranga to set off, I turn back to look at everyone else. They're all looking happily at me and waving me goodbye. It's going to take a little under a week to make the full trip, at least without any interruptions, but even so. I feel a little bad leaving them like this. So, I quickly turn around, mentally, because I look the same from all sides, and use my limited creation skill. This will be the biggest usage of this skill to date. Rumble. I channel the skill into the ground, causing it to shake a small bit. Not even a second later, structures start rising from the ground, forming themselves into neat rows of tents. It's nothing concrete, it's just temporary lodging, but it'll do. Hopefully, this will make their nights better. I know I just said I didn't want to do this, but cut me some slack. Though. Looks at goblins kowtowing to the tents. Aren't they over-exaggerating? And so, we set off. One thing, however, these wolves are fast as fuck boy. No, seriously though, I'm currently using my sticky thread skill to tie myself to Ranga. I would get blown off otherwise. I mean, he's not exactly shaking, it's a rather smooth ride if I had to say anything. Surprisingly so even. And with his impossible fluffy fur, it's very hard for me to bounce off. But I might get blown off instead. Should they normally be able to move this fast? Report. Due to having an infinite amount of magicules, more magicules than needed were used in the naming process, and thus the named monsters are stronger than usual. Huh. Don't leave out important bits of information like this. But anyway, these guys are stronger than their canon selves. That's good then. There's no such thing as too much power. Wait. Thinks about Malim and Cheyenne. Yeah, maybe too much power is a little. Should I nerf them? I mean, I could make bracelets with rune sequences that will seal their power away unless I want to remove them. Nah. That makes me sound too controlling. I'll just let them be. I know I'll regret this, but I'll leave that to the future me. Procrastination. But yeah, these blink wolves are fast. More consultation with Great Sage, and its analysis tell me that they're using their space attribute on their paws to make themselves move a further distance than they usually would. Holy crap, they can do that. Can I do that too? Affirmative. Holy sheet. Anyway, with their natural stamina and this technique of theirs, the wolves could literally run to Dworgen without rest. I'm not letting them though, I made them rest during the night. And so tomorrow, we'll arrive at Dworgen. Name, Rimuru. Race, Origin Slime, highest tier spirit. Protection, Crest of Space. Title, None. Ultimate skills, Ilia, Heaven's Feel. Intrinsic skills, Infinite Regeneration, Universal Shapeshift, Universal Sense. Unique skills, Great Sage, Predator, Limited Creation, Rune Master. Extra skills, Control Water, Lord's Ambition, Thought Communication. Common skills, Poisonous Breath, Paralysis Breath, Sticky Thread, Steel Thread, Drain, Ultrasonic Wave, Body Armor, Keen Smell. Tolerances, Resist Temperature, Resist Melee Attack, Cancel Pain, Resist Electricity, Resist Paralysis. It's currently dusk. The sun is going down and casting a beautiful orange glow on me and my group. The river we're following is sparkling under the setting sun. The sounds of the river as it calmly flows enter our ears and the wind rustles the grass, making a refreshing scent. Yeah, fuck this, I don't want to write this poetic shit. Dabs. The sun is currently going down and my group stopped to set up camp for tonight by the river. That's it. We're over halfway to Dworgen, so we'll get there by tomorrow afternoon at the latest. We could have gotten there by late tonight, but we decided it's good to take a rest here. We're not sure if they let people in at night, after all. The hobgoblins put up tents and stuff for themselves while the wolves can just sleep anywhere. As for me, well, they have this really big tent for me but I can't sleep. I mean, they know I can't sleep as well, but they brought it because they said, just in case you want a place to stay the night. So I used universal sense to scout a good camping location a few meters away from the bank of the river. Once we arrived, I called Ranga over. I need to make sure of one thing. Rimuru, Ranga. I'm the guy who killed your father. Do you hate me for it? It's the same question OG Rimuru asked. Ranga turned into a very loyal subordinate to Rimuru, but this is an alternate world. I don't know what things are the same and what things are different. If Ranga had more of an attachment to his father than his original counterpart, then, as much as I would hate it, I'll need to nip this thread in the bud. Of course, I don't expect him to outright tell me his revenge plan, but monsters are very honest by nature. He will at least show some signs that he's lying, so. Ranga. I do have thoughts about it every now and again. Rimuru. Ranga, but you didn't kill anyone. You pressured us so we could surrender without any casualties, and you only killed my father because you had no choice. Furthermore, you gave him such a glorious death too. It indeed was a glorious death. Ranga, you gave us names and a place to stay. I sometimes wonder what would happen if I turn my fangs onto you. But the moment I think such things, I feel a strong sense of rejection. I don't want that. Therefore I will follow my instincts. I will forever serve you, master. Rimuru. Pooh. Ha ha ha. Is that so? Then all is well. I look forward to working with you, Ranga. Ranga, I as well, master. Ranga is telling the truth. It seems he hasn't changed. That's good. And besides, his tail is creating a local gale, it should be fine. I think we should help get the tents back that were blown away. Rimuru, Ranga, control your tail. Ranga, apologies master. And so, they slept. Meanwhile, I played some games on a phone I made using my limited creation skill to pass the time. Minecraft, to be exact. I made a meat bun update as well and now there's an ender bun final boss. What? I have the skills, and I'm gonna use them. I'm not gonna hold back on my entertainment just because this is a different world. The night passed and we quickly continued our journey with Gopta continuously pointing in the general direction. And like that, before noon, we arrived at our destination. Right now, we're at the edges of the forest and ahead of us is a vast plain. Further from that and currently what I'm looking at right now is a mountain, and chiseled into it is the armed nation of Dworgen, a natural fortress. Right, now I have to decide on who to take with me. Should I take Gopta? Or someone else? Should I take Ranga with me? Rimuru, right, I'll just go alone. I know generally what will happen, so it's not like I need a guide for whatever will happen inside, so I don't really need Gopta. Rigger, we can't let that happen, sir. You need a guard. Rimuru, it'll be fine. Besides, I'm stronger than all of you guys combined. If anything, you'll be the protection target. I sound a little mean there, but I really want to shake them off. Ranga. Very well, master. We will wait for you here. Yosh. I get to go off on my own. I'll have to experience that night butterfly place too, and now I don't have to make excuses for whoever's with me. Rimuru, then, I'm going on ahead. If something happens I'll let you know with thought communication. Hide and don't let yourself get caught by humans. I mean, if they get caught they're just gonna have to run away. So I warn them about that and start walking/bouncing off to the giant gate I can see in the distance. After 10 minutes or so, I find myself at the end of a large line leading into Dworgen's gates. And it's fucking long. A/N, that's what she said. Should I just use Lord's Ambition and knock them all out to get a free pass in? Hey, check it out, there's a monster out here. We can kill him, right? We aren't inside yet. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, what the hell are you guys standing in line for? You think we're gonna let Cha do that, you little runts? Gimme your spot before we kill you. And leave your crap there, too, alright? Then we'll let Cha go. The other people around me look in my direction before seeing them and looking the other way. I turn around to see a duo of thugs. I was hoping they wouldn't exist, but oh well. It's good to face slap some mobs too. Even though they're not really important people. I look around me and voila, there are also 3 other guys waiting further back, looking in this direction. These guys would harass me, and since I'm a monster, no one else would stand up for me. When I finally fight back, their friends standing back would jump in and I'd be the one in the wrong. Should I do things like Rimuru and beat these guys up? I could also use this chance to get inside quickly and skip this line by being taken in as a prisoner. I'm not sure if I could get my full potion to the dwarf brothers Garm, Dold, and Mildo after they were injured by the Armorsaurus. It was the guard that took it to them in the first place. Name, Rimuru. Race, Origin Slime, Highest Tier Spirit. Protection, Crest of Space. Title, None. Ultimate Skills, Ilia, Heaven's Feel. Intrinsic Skills, Infinite Regeneration, Universal Shapeshift, Universal Sense. Unique Skills, Great Sage, Predator, Limited Creation, Rune Master. Extra Skills, Control Water, Lord's Ambition, Thought Communication. Common Skills, Poisonous Breath, Paralysis Breath, Sticky Thread, Steel Thread, Drain, Ultrasonic Wave, Body Armor, Keen Smell. Tolerances, Resist Temperature, Resist Melee Attack, Cancel Pain, Resist Electricity, Resist Paralysis. Nah, I'll just leave them be. I might fuck with them a bit though. Right, I hereby W Mob A and Mob B. Let's see. I'll just make them forget about me. I wonder how this will go. Rune Master. And so, I get a rune sequence in my mind. I subtly make a piece of paper with the runes written on them and infuse it with my magicules. As the runes light up, I throw it at them. Flash. After a small flash of light, their eyes dim, and they turn around and head back to their group further away who also have dim eyes. Yeah, that was a memory wiping rune. My inspiration. Men in Black. He. Anyway, they no longer remember me. Of course, I made them do something else to mess with them a bit, but otherwise, it's fine. 5 minutes later. Mob 1, hey. Hey, check it out, there's a monster out here. We can kill him, right? We aren't inside yet. Mob 2, yeah, what the hell are you guys standing in line for? You think we're gonna let Cha do that, you little runts? Gimme your spot before we kill you. And leave your crap there, too, alright? Then we'll let Cha go. I look behind me and lo and behold, it's Mob 1 and Mob 2. Hey. It's been a while. How were you? Wait. Why are you guys back? Notice. There is a 69% chance that they noticed you after their memories were wiped and they came over and acted like they always would. Nice. But their memories did indeed get wiped. And that gift I gave them is also still there. I think such things as I look up to their heads. Mob 1, the one with a screw in his head, this guy has a literal fucking screw in his head, is no longer bald. Instead, he is sporting a head of glorious blonde hair many supermodels would want to die for that reaches all the way to his back. Mob 2, on the other hand, has no changes to the length of his hair. Yeah, the length, that is. But his hair is now a shade of bright hot pink. Furthermore, it's sparkling. I made it so that anyone who was hit by the memory wiping flash wouldn't notice the changes. But for those who didn't, on the other hand, several people in the line ahead of me look back. They see my situation, turn to look forward again, before snapping their heads back with wide eyes wondering what the fuck happened to Mob 1 and Mob 2. I'm at the end of the line. Furthermore, since I'm a slime, no one is bothering to pay attention to me or defend me. Because of this, no one except the mobs and their friends got hit by the memory wiping flash. And so, what the fuck? Every one of them who looked back to see who's making this commotion noticed the change from the first time this happened. And so they whisper to their neighbors, pointing in this direction, making sure we can't hear them. Well, I can hear them as clear as day, but Mob 1 and Mob 2 can't. What happened to their hair? I don't know. The first time I looked at them it wasn't like this. I'm so jealous. I know, his blonde hair doesn't fit with his ugly face. Such a shame. Yeah. Oh, right. That one. I'll ignore that guy. Mob 1, oi. Quit ignoring me, you punk. Mob 1 flicks his glorious hair backwards in a completely natural motion and tries to get my attention again. Rimuru, you guys are fucking stupid. You know slimes can't normally see or hear anything, right? Why are you calling out to me? Mob 2, oh really? Why, quit messin' with me ya puny slime. I'll kill you real good, ya hear? Mob 1, hey, isn't a talking slime pretty rare? Maybe we could get some money out of selling it. Rimuru, you? Want to sell me? I wouldn't mind getting sold to a beautiful rich Ojusama as a pet. And then I can snuggle up with her and... A/N, fucking simp. Tui. I'll just wipe their memories again. I check if anyone is looking, and... Flash. 5 minutes later. Mob 1, hey. Hey, check it out, there's a monster out here. We can kill him, right? We aren't inside yet. Mob 2, yeah, what the hell are you guys standing in line for? You think we're gonna let Cha do that, you little runts? Gimme your spot before we kill you. And leave your crap there, too, alright? Then we'll let Cha go. Oh my god. I turn around, the first thing that I see are their weapons. They aren't daggers and swords anymore. They're fucking magical girl wands. And not the ones from Fate either. They're just pointing these plastic sticks with stars at the ends at me as if they're highly lethal shit. What do I even do in this situation? The people are looking at them like they're some kind of zoo animals now. Of course, Mob 1 and 2 don't notice. The third time's the charm. Flash. 1 hour later. Mob 1, here. There is an evil monster terrorizing the people. We must vanquish him. We aren't inside its stronghold yet. Mob 2, yeah. We must unite. With the power of friendship and magic, we can prevail. In front of me are 2 fully grown men in magical girl cosplay and eye-catching hairstyles waving around flashing plastic sticks with star decorations on them. Everyone watching this are questioning either their sanity or their eyes as they watch the absolute horror I have created. I wish I went back to the time where I didn't see this. You know what? Fuck this. It's been an hour and there has been no change in the line at all. I don't want to be here anymore. Universal shapeshift. Fwoom. My body expands and I transform into a 5-meter-tall giant white wolf with black markings on my body and neck, and a black star pattern on my forehead. I look fucking badass. But that's not all. My legs and paws are shrouded in a dark haze and the black markings share this hazy property too. What the hell? Report. Individual Rimuru's wolf transformation has evolved into a Spatium Star Wolf. As a result, the extra skill, Shadow Motion, has been acquired. Ha! Neat. Right, let's do this. Lord's Ambition. Rimuru, WRYYYYYYYY. Name, Rimuru. Race, Origin Slime, Highest Tier Spirit. Protection, Crest of Space. Title, None. Ultimate Skills, Ilia, Heaven's Feel. Intrinsic Skills, Infinite Regeneration, Universal Shapeshift, Universal Sense. Unique Skills, Great Sage, Predator, Limited Creation, Rune Master. Extra Skills, Control Water, Lord's Ambition, Thought Communication, Shadow Motion. Common Skills, Poisonous Breath, Paralysis Breath, Sticky Thread, Steel Thread, Drain, Ultrasonic Wave, Body Armor, Keen Smell. Tolerances, Resist Temperature, Resist Melee Attack, Cancel Pain, Resist Electricity, Resist Paralysis. I am currently sitting inside a jail cell. It's a stone room barred off from the outside with iron bars. Well, Great Sage is picking up trace amounts of Magisteel mixed in with them as well, but you get the idea. A dwarven guard walks into the room where my cell is located, I presume to talk to me and question me about what happened. He opens his mouth, but I quickly jump in. Rimuru, officer. I'm sorry. I didn't know she was 3. Guard. What? Rimuru, I mean sure she looked a little young but cut me some slack. Guard, no, what are you talking dash? Rimuru, I barely even touched her. Come on. Guard, stop. What the hell are you talking about? Rimuru. What are you here for, exactly? Guard, I have to question you about what happened at the gates. I knew that. Right, what happened at the gates? I'll have to go back a bit to explain. A wee flashback no jutsu. So there was this whole thing with getting into line and getting harassed, gotta plead my case, by some thugs. So I transformed into a Spatium Star Wolf, not that I told him the wolf species I transformed into, and floored the mob gang with Lord's Ambition. I didn't bother controlling it too much either, so it hit everyone else in the line as well. I mean, half the reason I did this was that it's taking so fucking long for the line to move. But if there's no line in the first place, do you get the idea? Mob Gang is now on the floor unconscious while everyone else in the line is scared shitless. Like, literally shitless. They no longer have any shit in their body because they expelled it all right then and there. How do I know? Well, it's times like these I curse skills like, keen smell. Rimuru, you. Anyway, that happened and the guards ran from the gates to where I am at the end of the line and find out what the hell is going on. And so they find a meat bun. I mean, they also found me, but they focused on the meat bun first. After a while of staring at the meat bun, they then look at me who turned back into my slime form and took me in. As a prisoner, of course. Honestly, this wouldn't have happened if I had my human form, but OG Rimuru only got his human form after eating Shizu. I mean, granted, she asked for it, but what should I do? I can save her with my skills, but should I is the question. Wait, can't I just make a human body with limited creation and eat it? Meh, too much thinking. I'll leave that to the future me. And yeah, after a few more minutes, I finally find myself in this cozy jail cell. And then the world exploded. Chakra reserves depleted, flashback no jutsu end. Rimuru, and that's basically what happened. Guard captain, I see. The world exploded, eh. During this talk, I learned he's in fact the guard captain, not just any guard. I remember this event in the original series, but I don't remember who this guy is. He wasn't exactly relevant after all. Sorry. Not really. Rimuru, so you're the guard captain, right? I still don't know your name either. Guard captain, eh. Oh, I'm Kaido. Rimuru, Kaido, eh. I'm Rimuru. Kaido, you got a name. That's pretty rare. Rimuru, yeep. You know, I bet this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship, not really, have a meat bun. I just want an excuse to give this guy a meat bun. If I do, he'll probably let me off sooner than later. And so I used limited creation to make a meat bun before handing it to him with my outstretched slime hand thingy. I mean, I don't have fingers, but for some reason, I can grab onto things. It's kinda weird, and I only just realized it now for some fucking reason. Holy shit, I can do this. Ahem. He didn't eat the meat bun. What a heretic. He then asked me about my background. We both know this isn't really needed, so I just made up this crazy tale about this guy who ate meat buns so much he turned into a meat bun. Over time, he grew curious about what this meat bun is. He looked at the meat bun I gave to him that he put to the side with curious eyes. I mean, I gave him food out of nowhere, it's pretty suspicious. But even he can't escape from the allure of the meat bun. So he picked it up, took a bite, and now there's this light effect coming from above him making it seem like he's enlightened or perhaps descending from heaven or something. The light is a bit lackluster for something like this though. Slam. But suddenly, the door behind him slammed open and another guard rushed in. Guard, sir. An Armorsaurus appeared in the mines. Kaido, well? Did you take care of it? Guard, a suppression force has been sent, but some of our miners have been attacked. They're pretty roughed up. Oh. I know this. This is the part where I step in, right? Rimuru, oi, Mr. Kaido. I got some healing potions on me. You can have some. I take, or vomit, out some potions I made from the hippocute herbs into an empty barrel nearby. Kaido, eh. Why does a slime like you have potions? Wow, what happened to me being a human male that turned into a meat bun guy story? I swear, some people. Rimuru, that doesn't matter now, does it? This is some of the good shit, I mean, this is some high quality stuff. Either drink it or pour it directly onto the wound, anything's fine. Kaido looks at it, debating on what to do, before turning to the guard. Kaido. Oi, you. Get that barrel and let's go. Guard, You're trusting this slime. Again, what happened to the meat bun guy story? Kaido, we don't exactly have a choice. Come on. Saying that, he opens the cell door, the guard rushes in and grabs the barrel, and they both walk away. But just before they disappear, I yell out one last time. Rimuru, oh. And that's some pretty potent stuff. Make sure you use it sparingly. Man, I sound like a fully fledged drug dealer. Good job me. A/N, disclaimer, MC never did drugs. Neither did I, drugs are bad, too much work. Procrastination is best. Name, Rimuru. Race, Origin Slime, Highest Tier Spirit. Protection, Crest of Space. Title, None. Ultimate Skills, Ilia, Heaven's Feel. Intrinsic Skills, Infinite Regeneration, Universal Shapeshift, Universal Sense. Unique Skills, Great Sage, Predator, Limited Creation, Rune Master. Extra Skills, Control Water, Lord's Ambition, Thought Communication, Shadow Motion. Common Skills, Poisonous Breath, Paralysis Breath, Sticky Thread, Steel Thread, Drain, Ultrasonic Wave, Body Armor, Keen Smell. Tolerances, Resist Temperature, Resist Melee Attack, Cancel Pain, Resist Electricity, Resist Paralysis. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.